we have thought about different definitions of the word culture. We've thought of the components of culture. But one question that we don't often ask ourselves is, why do we have culture? What is the purpose or the function of culture? So there are different functions of culture. Culture, first of all, gives us a sense of identity and self. Our identity is closely related to the groups that we belong to, and our cultural identity gives us a greater sense of who we are. It also gives us a sense of belonging. As human beings, we like to be members of a group. We like to be a part of something, and culture serves that function. We could also say that culture differentiates us from other groups. So another part of forming our identity is in some way distinguishing ourselves from other people. And culture or the existence of other cultures can sometimes help us to have a greater definition of who we are as a member of that culture, which has its pros and its cons. We can also say that culture helps us to communicate effectively, as culture is very closely related to language. It's also related to communication styles, both verbal and non-verbal, and it's also related to symbols. So how do we understand the symbols that are used? And culture helps us to give us a shared meaning of those symbols and those communication styles. Culture can also be seen as a way of adapting to the environment. So we can see that cultures are very closely related to the environment or to the surroundings in which they developed. So we can see that in terms of the climate, how climate or temperature might affect a culture, or how a culture has responded to maybe difficult situations in the environment around them, and how they have adapted in order to overcome those issues.